Hi, in today's video I'm going to be covering my FFmpeg Rust scripts, and I've just built binaries for FreeBSD so you don't have to compile the code. So the FFmpeg Rust scripts are a set of about 36 scripts for performing basic editing tasks without needing a video editor, and they're broken down into various categories. So if we come down here to the install instructions for FreeBSD, these are the instructions that you need to follow to get this set up. So first of all, you need to install a couple of dependencies using sudo pkg install ffmpeg ytdlp dino and fd find. After that, what you need to do is actually create a bin directory to store the scripts. And one thing to note is that ffmpeg installed as a package doesn't have ffplay, which is required by two of the scripts, which are ebumeter and scopes. So if you want to install FFmpeg with FFplay, you'll need to use Poudriere to build the FFmpeg package and enable FFplay, which I think is done using the SDL option. Yeah. So after you've installed the dependencies, as I said, you need to create the bin directory in your home to store the scripts, and that's done with mkdir-p /bin. Then what you need to do is set up your shell to use the bin directory in your shell's path, and depending on the shell that you're using, you can follow the instructions listed down here. And finally, when you've done that, what you need to do is actually come and download the release. So if we come across to the releases here, what you'll see is the FreeBSD FFmpeg Rust scripts, targz file, and the SHA-256 checksum. So download these two, and then what you want to do is actually run SHA-C FFmpeg FreeBSD FFmpeg Rust scripts, the version number targz SHA-256, and that should report OK. After you've done that, you just simply need to extract the archive using tar, and that should be tar-xf, and the path to the targz file. And then finally, you just need to move the scripts into the bin directory. And these are the instructions down here on actually how to compile the scripts using Rust if you want. So if you want to tweak the scripts, you can edit the Rust files and actually compile them yourself by following the instructions down here. Installing Rust and Git, you create the Git directory, change into it, clone the repository, change into the repository, and then run cargo build -- release. And then finally, what you can do is use fd to copy all the executables into the bin directory. And then finally, what you want to do is actually remove the FFmpeg Rust script file, which isn't needed. It's just the main file that's comes with the Rust scripts that provides a list of the scripts. So it's not actually a script that you would run. So that's the setup for FreeBSD. Very simple. Just download the release, follow the instructions, and you're good to go. And I said we got a list of FFmpeg scripts here. We've got scripts for trimming and clipping, like trim clip 2. So the difference is one takes a number of seconds that you want to record from. So from 1 minute, you specify 30 seconds to record to 1 minute 30. Trim clip 2 allows you to specify a start and end time. So like 1 minute and 1 minute 30 would create a 30-second clip from 1 minute to 1 minute 30. We've got trim remote clip for trimming online clips. So rather than downloading the whole file, it will allow you to specify a start and end time. We've got trim short for creating shorts for YouTube and TikTok. Combine clips for combining audio and video. We've got waveform for creating a waveform of an audio or video file. Scopes shows vector scopes like you'd get in a video editor. ebumeter shows you a level for your audio, but for these two here, you do need FFplay installed, so you would have to compile FreeBSD with Poudriere or something similar and enable SDL for building FFplay. We also have a contact sheet to create a contact sheet of thumbnails from the video, optionally with timestamps of the frame on the thumbnails. We've got scripts for creating chapters in video files so that you can create chapters using a CSV file without actually re-encoding the video. We've got filters and overlay. So overlay clip is for adding a B-roll to a video, so you can overlay one clip on top of another. We've got overlay pip, which creates a picture-in-picture effect. Fade clip, which fades the audio and video in of a clip. X-fade allows you to add a transition between two clips. Pan scan and zoom pan are for panning and zooming into images, much like the Ken Burns effect you'd get in video editors. We also have audio silence for replacing audio in a video with silence, or adding silence to a video file that doesn't have an audio track. We've got blur fill for removing the letterboxing that you get on videos with 4:3 or 9:16 aspect ratio, and replacing it with a blurred version of the video, which you may have seen sort of on YouTube, that sort of thing, where you have the actual video overlaid over a blurred sort of version of the video. So that basically replaces the pillar box with kind of like a blur of what's actually going on in the main part of the video. D-logo for removing logos from footage. Extract frame from extracting a frame from a video. H-stack will show you two videos side by side, which is useful for comparing compression. Image to video creates a video from an image file. Normalizes the audio in a audio or video file. Sexagesimal time is for working out timestamps. We've got vid to GIF and WebP, which are for creating either GIFs or WebP animations from a video. And finally, we have scene detection to automatically chop a video file into multiple clips based on the scene changes. So that's a list of all the scripts, and all the scripts have an accompanying video to show you how to use them. So you can have a quick look at those to get yourself familiarized with how to actually use the clip. So I'll put links to all this under the video, and that's all for now.